happening, YouTube? It is Trev. All right, it's time for a little Terra Classic update. So every other Friday, with the L1 task force, we do kind of a review on how the previous sprint 2 weeks went, and we did that this morning. So let me run through this quick with you, and I'll take you over here now. I'm aware, and everyone's aware, that people are still having problems on station, maybe accessing their LUNC, accessing rewards, moving things around, whatever, right? It's been kind of narrowed down. It is something on the TFL side. Ed believes that it's something about moving wallets or something like that, and they may have defaulted to their gas calculations or whatever, as opposed to Terra Classic gas calculations. Ultimately, he thinks it could potentially be like a one-line fix, right? And he's going to be testing that out today. And if that works, his theory, if it works, then he'll send that to TFL, and hopefully they can implement it and get it switched up fast. But there's some other things to talk about on that, and we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, so kind of just stay tuned for that. I want to zip through the backlog real quick and let you know I took some notes, but there wasn't a whole heck of a lot really to talk about. So in the backlog, or in the dugout as I call it, you have the enable IBC for WASM. In the batter's box on the ready, you have identify, resolve broken, outdated links, update Terra Classic development validated documentation. So these two things are like documentation things. Develop the on-ramp for station. That's the buy button as we call it. And still, need to speak with TFL on that. That communication really hasn't happened yet, but it will. Establish automated testing framework for the new GitHub pulls, and build upgrade testing for WASM. Okay. Up at bat, or in progress, we have the WASM stuff, right? Help needed on WASM dependencies, upgrading to WASM version 1.1.0, and the actual WASM update itself. So a couple things on the WASM, and I had taken some notes on this. For that WASM upgrade, they were thinking, I believe, second week of April, like kind of middle of April-ish, right? They are now thinking that, it's not positive, but they may push that a couple weeks. So we may get into the end of April, beginning of May, before we see that WASM upgrade. And I know a lot of people are waiting for that and waiting for those dates. Those are all tentative. We'll see what happens. But there are a few things that need to go down before we even get to WASM. And as far as updates, right? So we just went 1.1.0, right? So we've got a target date for going 2.0 of the end of March, like March 31st, I think is the actual date, okay? So before you can get to the WASM, they need to update the IBC Go to 4.3. The Cosmos SDK needs to go to 45.12, and the Tendermint to 34.26. So you'll look for those updates to happen. And if those haven't happened yet, then WASM isn't happening yet either. Those are kind of prerequisite, right? Looking at going to 2.1, target date of the end of April for that one, like April 30th, and then the WASM, the COSM WASM. Again, we'll find out an exact date on that, but I think that they're thinking, maybe very end of April, beginning of May. Okay, so on the in review, or what I call on base, first base, second base, whatever you want to call it, right? Minimal initial deposit. Deploy the new Oracle. Shay 256. So now these are things. Oh wait, let me go to the top. These are things that are pretty much done, but they're in review. In other words, they need to be looked over by and signed off on by basically the entire crew. Once those are actually checked over and signed off, then they'll go into the done column. So add the V11 features to Terra Money. Merging the upstream changes to TFL. Fixing the Oracle mempool priority. A lot of this stuff is stuff that we went over last time too, but now they're in the in review column. Minimal initial deposit. Deploy new Oracle. Oh yeah, we just talked about that. Okay, update new code for the CosmWasm STDV 1.1.0. Developer incentives. Update smart contracts to conform with version 1.1.0, and align Terra Money mantlement with Core V 1.1.0. Again, anybody can go here and go through all this stuff yourself. If you want to really get in deep, you can click on any of these, and there's a lot more information inside of them all. Okay, and in the done column, or what I call home run, okay? Clean GitHub branches, done. Provision to AWS access for permissions, done. Document stuff for testing framework, done. They bumped the Golang from 0.5 to 0.7. The classic testnet. Something was failing. I guess they got that taken care of. Signature verification failed. Something else was going on that they fixed. Docs update proposal and parameters for release. Document stuff. Burn wallet for Binance. We saw that Binance did burn, what was it, like 8.8 billion LUNC the other day. We talked about that. There's a video that I put out on that. A lot of people have actually put out videos about it. Add the code QLCI. Clean out the address book. This is they were explaining that this is basically what the validators use to kind of chat with each other or interact with each other or whatever. Added burn tax exemption list, already done. Update the SDK proto to version 07, done. Add number of validators and chain ID test parameters. Add app distribution keeper and to handler options during the anti-handler instantiation. I can never say that right. Update the IBC Go and burn tax split and tax exemptions. All this stuff is done. And one thing that they abandoned. Okay, let me just go to my notes real quick. Okay, so now back to this issue that everyone's having. This with kind of accessing your stuff on station or whatever. What they found out is that a lot of wallets, are having problems. But Kepler Wallet, a lot of you may already have Kepler Wallet. I have a Kepler Wallet, and the reason I have a Kepler Wallet is because when I first started staking, I staked with all nodes first because they had the auto compounding feature. But in order to take advantage of the auto compounding feature, you had to be on Kepler Wallet. So I got myself a Kepler Wallet. All of what I'm staking is coming from my Kepler Wallet. Kepler Wallet right now seems to be working fine. You can transfer, you can in and out, do whatever you want as long as you have Kepler. Long as you're using a Kepler Wallet. Now understand, all of your assets, all of your tokens. Nothing's at jeopardy, right? You still have all your stuff in whatever wallet you have it in. It's just that whatever wallet you have it in, if you're having problems, until they get it situated and figure out exactly what the issue is, and get TFL to kind of fix that, you may have problems with that particular wallet. You could get yourself a Kepler Wallet. It's just as easy as any other wallet, right? 5-10 minutes, boom, you got yourself a wallet, you got your seed phrase, you got whatever, right? And you could move all your stuff to your Kepler wallet, okay? Once you move it to the Kepler wallet, from what they're saying, they're not having any problem with anything. I'm not having any problem with anything on stage. I haven't tried to move anything, but I mean, I can see everything. I can access everything. Things are moving. I'm getting my rewards and all the rest of that, right? So you can do that if you don't want to wait. If you're like, no, I want access to my stuff right now. You could do that, right? Take you, like I said, 5 or 10 minutes. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. You can kind of wait it out. Hopefully Ed is right, and it's like a one-line fix. And when he tests his theory, and if it works, and he pushes it to TFL, hopefully we can get them to move on it fast and get it fixed. But right now, I don't have an exact time frame for when this is going to be done. We're hoping today, but can't guarantee it because it's kind of out of the guy's hands. Even if they figure out exactly what the problem is, it still has to go to TFL, and they're the ones who have to implement it because the problem is coming from changes that they made on their side, right? That brings up the whole conversation about separating from TFL and, whatever. But we're not going to get into that in this video. That would take way too long. Later on this evening, sometime maybe around supper time or something like that. We haven't locked in a time yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5:30ish, 6 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to be chatting with Zaradar and LUNC Burn Army. And maybe this will be resolved by then, or maybe we'll at least have some sort of more of an update on what's going on. But we'll talk about some other things too. So look for that and join us then. Come with your questions. And they're willing to take your questions and answer whatever they can for you. Look for a couple of Medium articles today. Now, LUNC Burn Army always puts out his review of the sprint in a Medium article with some charts and different things and links that you can go to, and they're very helpful. Also, I believe Frag is going to be releasing an article talking about the Kepler Wallet, talking about what I just talked about and how you could go over there if you really want to and just kind of move your stuff to the wallet. The idea is this, right? These things happen from time to time. Sometimes they're in the control of the task force, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're out of their control. But it's weird. I'm not sure exactly why this is. Maybe the guys can explain it a little better. But sometimes one wallet will work and the other one won't, right? It's always a good idea. This is just a little educational thing or something to keep in mind. It's always a good idea to have multiple wallets, right? Keep your wallets, keep your seed phrases in a safe place. Your passwords, written down somewhere, someplace very, very safe, tucked away. You don't want to keep them on your phone. You don't want to keep them even someplace stored on your computer. Those things can crash. And if they crash or you run your phone over or something, it's gone, right? You don't want to have them someplace where, hacks happen sometimes, right? You don't want to have them someplace digitally where they could be got from, somebody trying to hack into something, right? So just write them down nice and clearly, and keep them tucked away in a safe deposit box or in a safe or something that you have in your house, a file cabinet that locks, whatever, right? But have multiple wallets. That way, if something like this happens, well, you could just move your stuff over to one of your other wallets, one that we know is working or whatever, okay? Always a good idea. And something in your spare time that you should probably make a priority, right? Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. And we will be back with some other things in a little while, some other things that I want to talk about. But also, yeah, like I said, look for that chat tonight. It's going to be a live chat with the guys. Those are always fun. And I'll let you know probably on Twitter when we actually lock in a time, okay? Hit the like button for me if you could on the way out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like. Leave comments in the comment sections, questions. You guys see that I try to get to all my comments. Luckily, it's almost luckily that I don't have tens of thousands of subscribers right now and hundreds of messages coming in because I'd never be able to get to them. But I try to get to all the messages that come in. If I have answers for questions, I'll answer them or I'll get answers for you, whatever. But we have some pretty good chats in the comment section sometimes. So keep that up. That's awesome. I appreciate it. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Ciao.